On this episode of Auto Pros on the Road, we're in Castleton, North Dakota at Earl's Repair. What started in the back of Centex back in 2001 has grown into a trusted family-run shop on Front Street, built on nearly 25 years of experience, quality service, and community care.
Earl started Earl's Repair out of the back of Centex in Castleton on Langer back in 2001. And I was his first tech apprentice to help move it along. And after a while, we grew enough to where he was able to buy his own building. And now we're in our own spot here on 1250 Front Street. Been going at it for almost a quarter of a century now. 25 will come up next year, so we're excited for that. With Earl being my father, I went and helped him when he first started when I was still in high school. Then I went did my own thing in college, got some business management stuff for it, and he asked me to come back and be a service advisor and manager, and up from there, and now co-owner, and felt like something that I would enjoy doing, just helping people and get their car done and done right, not being taken advantage of by maybe dealers or stuff like that. We like to be the personal and make sure that we provide everything to the customer so they know what's there, and we'll tell them if it's really needed or if you can do it at your leisure. Pretty much everything up to 1 ton we work on, regardless of make and model. Basically, as we get new things, we go to learn it. Certain things we just can't do because it's only dealer related, which anybody would say the same thing there, but we work on anything we can, and if we see more of it, like we have a Range Rover in here right now, that's probably the third one that we've worked on, and we're still doing it, and it's still going good. It's just new to us, but we still get it done, and it still comes out quality. I believe it was right from the beginning. I think when Earl's looking at vendors, NAPA was definitely one of the ones that we wanted to get on board with, nationwide ability, and they come bring us parts even though we're 20 minutes away from their store. They still get us parts 3 times a day if needed. They have good quality parts, nationwide warranty, which is really helpful too. If somebody breaks down in Texas and it's a part that we put on with NAPA, they don't have to worry about trying to get a hold of me. They can just go to a NAPA Auto Care Center and they're going to get it covered as if it was right here. Some days can be a struggle, some vehicles can be problematic, but ultimately when you have those big problems, sometimes when you finally get it done and it's working, it's great to see a vehicle working, a customer happy, and every once in a while you get those ones where it seems like I brought this vehicle to this shop and they can't figure it out, and then you're the shop that fixes it, and it's great to get that feedback from the customer where it's like, I'm so glad you're able to finish this, and you find out the history on cars. You got some vehicles that you don't think are worth putting money into, but then your customer tells you after you fix it, and they say, I'm so glad you did this. My father's car that he died 20 years ago, and I've been driving it since, and it means so much to me. Sometimes these cars are just like family members, and that's why we look at every vehicle the same, because it's what the customer's value of that car, not our value of a car, that matters. So we as Earl's Repair also realize too is that when a car is down, that's their livelihood. Well, that's why we offer free loaner vehicles too, whenever we can. If they need it, they need a set of wheels, they're able to use that while we're working on their vehicle. And yeah, it's important that we address everything in a timely fashion and to do it right the first time, so it's not having to come back to get it fixed again, get it done right so that the customer can go back to their everyday life and not a hassle. As they say, it can be interesting working with family, and it's definitely had its ups and downs, but Earl's got well over 40, 50 years of experience in the industry. He was the manager and lead technician over at Selling Motors, which is an ancient name, but he knows a lot of stuff. He was in the national, qualifications for Pontiac, GM, inner circle for excellent service and customer service, etc. So you can feed off of his information that helps you think about, well, what do you do in this situation? It just seems impossible. And he says, no, it's actually, easy. So it's nice to be able to call on somebody who's pretty much seen everything. He's definitely taught me, and I'm still learning, the best way to treat the customer and how to address situations nobody wants, like maybe an engine is seized up or something. Nobody wants to get a $4,000 bill but it is what it is, and you got to be able to explain that. Get that new age, old age, and both combined together helps make the right experience for the customers.
After nearly 25 years, Earl's Repair continues to grow stronger, serving their community with integrity and the backing of NAPA's nationwide warranty and trusted parts. That's what Auto Pros on the Road is all about. Real people, real stories, and keeping America driving.